Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Traditional Bowhunting Wilderness Podcast. Jason here, and we're going to talk about arrow cases. Not only are they important to hold arrows, they're also like a tackle box. They're a very vital thing, especially if you start traveling to hunt or even going up north to deer camp, things like that, flying, whatever the case is. I got a lot of arrow cases. This is about probably half of the ones I have. These are the ones I use the most. I got 3 more of these, 1 more of those, and 1 more of these that I don't even use. But arrow cases are very important and they're dirt cheap. So what do we use them for? So this one here, this is a small compact one. This is an arrow case that I use when I do have to fly. Okay, that's like why I have 3 of these things. So I can fit a dozen arrows in this thing super easy. And so I can put them in there, and I can put 2 dozen arrows in here with them and take them with me if I'm flying somewhere, or even just a dozen if I need them. But I can fit this right in my duffel case, and it protects my arrows, keeps my feathers from getting ruined, keeps my broadheads from getting beat up, keeps everything safe, and this can go right in my check bag, duffel bag with me. So these are real handy to have, those smaller ones. This one was one of the first arrow case I ever bought. Matter of fact, the address that is on this right here was when I lived with my grandma when I first moved downstate in high school. So, and it's funny, I still have the same phone number I got now, but that's how old this case is. But again, it's super simple, and I bought it so that my arrows would not be destroyed or wrecked. But these come in very handy, and you can tell, like I said, they hold up forever. This one is probably 30-something years old, and does great, okay, those little ones. Now, these are the ones that I use the most. This one is the same age as those. Okay, pretty close, within about a year. This is an old MTM Aero Plus box. Holds 36 arrows or something, I think. I use this to store. These 2 here are arrow storage cases. The bottom one is my go-to case, my tackle box. But these here, you can see that like I keep, these are all Atina's arrows here. Down here we have some of Bella's arrows that she uses down here for her compound and stuff like that. So, you know, this is a good way to keep arrows protected and separated and not have them, anything happening to them, not having them lean together, feathers getting wrecked, anything like that. So this is just a nice way to conveniently be able to slide your arrows under a bed, up in a rafter, stick them someplace and not have anything happen to them. UV light doesn't degrade the feathers, doesn't dull the colors, doesn't mess with nothing. Arrows are just protected, okay? That is the beauty of these cases. They protect stuff. Now these cases here, these are my favorite style of cases here. These again are gotta be pushing 20, 25 years old. They still make, it may not be exactly like this, but they still make these. These are my main go-to arrow cases, okay? These ones right here. This one being the one I use the most for my travels. This one here still pretty much stays in the house. This is where I keep all my arrows at that I make, okay? So like I make for the year. So like inside of here as I open this, these are my arrows that I have set ready for hunting. These are my hunting arrows that are built and ready that I can grab as I need more. You can see, oh, look at these here too. I'll show you this on here. Look at these 2 here. These ones right here, 2 amazing. Now the razor heads are awesome too. I love the razors, that's why I shoot. But look at those Magnus, original Magnus one, and a Boyer big bone head, 2 incredible heads. But these arrows here are basically all my arrows that are ready to go. They are basically hunt ready, put broadheads on them. If there's a broadhead on them, they're already sharp and ready. But like I said, this is where I store them, where they're protected and nothing can happen to them. You can see I got 18 arrows up here. I got I got 9 arrows down here. So there's a bunch of them that are set and ready if I need to pull. And what I do each summer is, if this case is not almost full, if there's not at least 2 dozen arrows in here, I grab from over here, I grab a dozen shafts, just like this. Come over and grab one of these. You know, I keep these things in stock, but I'll come over here and I'll grab a dozen shafts that are ready to go, and I'll whip up a dozen and put them in there. That way I have them. So I'm always staying on top of making sure that I have my arrows ready well ahead of the season, so I have none of those concerns or anything to worry about. But this one here is where I store all those. Like I said, I can fit 3 dozen arrows in here, 18 on the top, 18 on the bottom, have them completely protected, nothing happening to them, slide them right up on my shelf, and I know they're there when I need them. This is my go-to case. It goes with me. This is my travel case here. This is the one. It is basically a tackle box for me, and it carries my arrows. When I do my Midwest out-of-state hunts, if I just travel somewhere for a week hunt or a weekend hunt, this arrow case goes with me. So in it, I keep, in it right now, it's kind of dismal because it hasn't been messed with much since I got back from traveling. But in here, and you'll see it's gonna, a lot of stuff's gonna fall here. Okay, but so you can see, we keep our stuff in here. We got a bunch of, what do we got in here? We got an extra judo, 2, 4, 6, 7 broadheads there, ready to go with razors on them. 2 more down here, which we'll just put them here just to keep everything nice and neat. And this will give us a total of 9, 8 broadheads and a judo right there in the top, ready to go with me, and I will take more. But then I also have in here, I have spare bowstrings in here. You can see the bottom of this is pretty loaded up with goodies. Okay, so in here I'm going to carry a spare bowstring. It's going to be more spare bowstrings for any of the bows I got. We're just going to set this down. But we got spare bowstrings, spare grippers. This gripper works on both of my Great Northern quivers and also on my Creekwalker trading quiver. So we got that there. We got another gripper right here. I have a bow square with me here. We have my whole field sharpening kit, which is a old arm guard that I use for a strop. Inside of here, I have a file and 2 ceramic rods right there. You can see it, file, 2 ceramic rods, and I wrap it with denim, and this is my field sharpening kit. So if I have to resharpen anything while I'm in camp, this is what I use to do it. That thing stays rolled up like that. We got an arrow kit. My rubber band's finally kind of breaking off of here, but this has just got a rest material. Okay, it's got stick-on rests. It's got another bow gripper. It's got a couple of broadheads, some nocks in here. I've been carrying this Altoid tinge for probably 30 years. It's just a kit that would carry a bunch of little stuff in when I used to think I had to keep all this stuff neat. Now I don't care. I got 2 more razor broadheads right here. That's the beauty of these razors, is they dip them. Okay, they come dipped. So does A. Boyer, but they dip them like that I don't need to protect these. They're already protected 100%. So I can just throw them right in here like this and nothing's going to happen. So I carry 2 more broadheads right there like that, ready to go. I got more Havalon blades right here, ready to go. Bow hooks. Can never have enough bow hooks. So I got bow hooks scattered everywhere in here. You turn, there's going to be bow hooks, and I use those little caps that I've shown you. I use a little wire caps on them like that. So we got bow hooks everywhere inside of here. I'm just going to stand right over here. We also have piggybackers on my Great Northerns. I would use these, and on my Creekwalker, if I want to make it a 6 arrow, I can just hook right onto there if I feel that I need to. We carry extra judos, field tips in case somewhere I'm at and I want to shoot. Here's another broadhead. Back before I used to do the we're not going to leave this in here, but before I was doing the Kydex stuff, but we got a spare broadhead. We're going to set that off to the side because I'm going to take that out of there. But we got more field tips, more of those rubber caps. We keep those here. We got more piggyback. I mean, I got so much stuff in here. It's like a tackle box. It just keeps jamming full of all kinds of crap that you leave in here. More broadheads. Here's 3 more. Again, we're not going to probably, I might leave these 3 in here just in case I ever need them because they're just not hurting nothing and they're there. More judos. I got a spare tab. We got another Havalon blade. That should go in the Havalon thing. You know, there's just too many things. These rubber bands, these big pieces, I use those as a gripper. You can see them all sticking up right here like this. They're in every one of them. What that does is, so when I take this arrow, if I put this one in one, it does not have, they all have them in there. Make sure this one doesn't now. So if I don't have that in there, see how easy that slides? So as I'm going down the road in my truck, if I hit bumps or this is, say I just threw the arrow case in, this stuff will slide back and forth and it'll cut my other arrow, my feathers will get cut. If that's here, this is here, it'll cut those feathers. You can see it here, it'll slice those feathers down there and I can run into problems. So by doing it with these rubber grippers in there, so I take these rubber grippers that are down here and I just lay that right on here. Just need it on one end, but then when I put that in there, look it, okay? It barely moves. It's really hard to try to get it to move because that gripper holds it. So those work really fantastic for that. That's why you see all these pieces of, you know, big rubber band or anything like that laying in here. More judos, more tips. I mean, like I said, I got a ton of nocks. You got to have the nocks because it's a shame when you just snap an arrow or you break a knock and it renders that arrow useless. So make sure you always have knocks. We always got that stuff in here. A couple more of these because I like them. So when I take them off, these are those glue things, I can put them back on razor heads. So I save those. Just weird little stuff. Like I said, it becomes a tackle box for anything you want. A couple zip ties, knock pliers, in a nice little pair of channel locks, and then inside that arrow kit I have extra knock points too. So as you see, that arrow case becomes a catch-all for all of your goodies and all the stuff you want. We actually got to glue this down. That foam ripped finally after all these years. We're going to glue that before we put this back together. But it's nice to have all of these pieces and everything that you need with you here, safe and secure and set up and ready to go. And you never worry about it. You know that if you have this arrow case, which you're going to bring anyway, you know if this is with you, it's got everything you need is somewhere in this arrow case. That's the beauty of an arrow case. Could I put all this stuff in other things? Yes. Could I be reoriented and say, I got to have 2 knocks, I got to have 2, who cares? In this, throw it. Just throw it all in there, let it bounce around, shake around, doesn't hurt nothing, doesn't matter, and you're all good to go. So that's the beauty of having a arrow case and how it serves as a tackle box. So short little video for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.